What is the spiritual dream meaning of teeth?
Think about that. What if, on the night her marriage truly died inside of her, Princess Diana dreamed her teeth were falling out? I mean, just picture it. She was only 20 years old when she stepped into that cathedral, wearing that fairy tale dress, and almost from that very moment, the silencing began.
750 million. That's how many people watched that day. It was this massive global spectacle. But behind all that pomp and circumstance, a completely different, much darker story was taking shape. This vibrant, fiery woman, the Princess of Wales, was being systematically dismantled. And the disconnect was just staggering. On the outside, you had this luminous facade, the dresses, the duties, the adoration of the entire world. But inside, an absolute war. She was battling bulimia, fighting off depression, and feeling completely and utterly invisible in a life that everyone else on the planet envied. Her power to speak, to choose, to just be, was being stripped away from her. And this, right here, is the key. Her own body became the battleground. Her eating disorder, a war that centered on her mouth, was literally her soul screaming all the truths her voice was forbidden to say out loud. But then, she did something absolutely unthinkable. She sat down for that BBC Panorama interview, an interview that sent shockwaves across the globe. She spoke, and by speaking her truth, she started taking herself back. Now, here's why any of this matters to you. Diana's story, it isn't just some historical event. It's your story. It's a mirror showing you one of the most primal, most urgent symbols your subconscious will ever send you: your own teeth. So why teeth? I mean, of all the things your sleeping mind could conjure up, why does it keep landing on this one primal symbol? Because it is absolutely not random. Let me be clear. When you dream about your teeth, your soul is not messing around. It's sending you a direct, it's sending you a specific, and it's sending you an urgent message about your life. It's a message about the very foundations of your existence, your personal power, your voice, your will to survive, your closest relationships, and your fundamental sense of self-worth. And so many of us, we wake up from that dream, we feel that cold dread in the pit of our stomach, and then we just get on with it. We make the coffee, we answer the emails, we just perform. You have to stop doing that. Not anymore. And listen, this isn't just some new age idea. This is grounded in real psychology. Carl Jung called these dreams the psyche's most insistent form of communication. Even cognitive behavioral therapy recognizes that our dreams are a direct reflection of our core beliefs about our own safety and our own worth. So when those things are under threat, your mind doesn't just send you a polite memo, it sends you a nightmare about your teeth falling out. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's look at this framework. We're gonna break down what your teeth actually represent, because it's really the intersection of 5 critical forces happening in your life right now. So here they are. Number 1, your voice. Not just talking, but your real ability to speak your truth and hold your boundaries. 2, your personal power. That's your agency, your confidence to actually build the life you want. 3, your self-worth, the deep down belief that you deserve to be seen and respected. 4, your vitality. This is your life force, your health, your raw survival instinct. And finally, number 5, your relationships. Those connections where you're the most vulnerable and where you need to feel truly, authentically seen. So what happens when we ignore these forces? When we silence that inner voice? Well, the price you pay, it can be absolutely devastating. And this brings us right back to Diana. At one point in her life, she lost every single one of these 5 forces. She fought like hell to claw each one back. But she paid an unbelievable price for waiting as long as she did. So, the real question here has nothing to do with a princess from decades ago. The real question is about you, right now, tonight. What is your psyche screaming at you while you're asleep? What truth is clawing its way to the surface? You don't have to wait until everything shatters. The message, the warning, it's being sent to you now. The only question left is, are you listening?
Part 2. All right, let's get straight to it. If you're having dreams about your teeth, you need to listen up. It's not just that you're having the dream, it's the details that matter. All of them.
Look, your dream isn't just some random poetic nonsense. It's a diagnosis. It's a demand for action. Your subconscious is being incredibly precise. So we're going to break down the most significant variations and figure out exactly what your psyche is telling you to do right now.
Okay, first up, The dreams that signal erosion. Think of these as the early warning system, the first cracks in the dam. They're telling you that your foundation, it's not as solid as you think.
This one's the classic, right? The one everybody talks about. But let's get one thing straight. This is almost never about how you look. It's about your voice. Your teeth aren't just falling out. They're being pushed out by the weight of everything you're not saying. Your silence is costing you, big time. And your body is screaming a message that your mind is desperately trying to shut down.
So here's your assignment. And this isn't from me, this is from you, from your own psyche. I want you to identify that one conversation you've been avoiding. You know the one, it makes your stomach drop just thinking about it. Your dream is demanding you have it. This week. No excuses. Not next month.
Now this next one, it's a serious escalation. It's way more frightening because we're not just talking about a suppressed voice anymore. We're talking about your actual identity dissolving. Chronic stress, a soul-crushing job, living your life for someone else's approval, whatever it is, it's literally turning you to dust from the inside out. And don't mistake this for a metaphor. It's not. This is a 5-alarm fire. Your subconscious is screaming at you that the mask you're wearing, the role you're playing, it's erasing the real you.
All right, if you're having this dream, consider it an act of mercy. Seriously. It's the final warning shot before a total collapse. It's that moment when your job feels shaky or a relationship is just starting to unravel. Your psyche is telling you, hey, something is loose here, but it's not shattered yet. You've got a window. You still have time to act. But the key here is you have to use that window. Don't just sit on it. Figure out what's unstable in your life and deal with it now. Give it the same urgency you'd give a tooth that's cracked but hasn't split in two, because that's exactly what's happening.
So all of this, it leads to a much deeper issue, doesn't it? It all comes down to power. The power that's being ripped away from you and the power that you're just too damn afraid to claim for yourself.
Think about it. On one hand, you have teeth being pulled out. That's external. That's someone, a boss, a partner, maybe the whole system, actively shutting you down. But then you have dreams of sharp animal-like teeth. And that's not a monster coming for you. That monster is you. That's your own primal power, your fierceness that you're too scared to unleash. See the difference? One's a violation. The other, it's an invitation.
So the assignment here is a full-on reclamation project. Step 1, name it. Who or what is pulling your teeth? Put a name to it. Step 2, ask yourself, what would I do if I wasn't so afraid of being too much? Whatever that answer is, that's your starting line. Go. And this brings us to the reckoning. This is what happens when all those warnings have been ignored for way too long. The crisis isn't on the horizon anymore. It's knocking at your front door. Actually, it's already inside.
Rotting teeth, ugh. Look, rot doesn't just appear overnight, right? This dream is all about integrity. It's pointing a giant flashing arrow at something you've known deep down needed to be dealt with for ages. A toxic friendship, a bad habit, an old wound. And the message couldn't be clearer. Rot doesn't stay put. It spreads.
If you're dreaming of broken or shattered teeth, then denial is officially over. This dream isn't a prediction of a breaking point, it's the announcement that it's already here. You might be holding it all together on the outside, looking perfectly fine, but this dream just rips that mask off and shows you the absolute truth. You're fragmenting inside.
So the demand from this dream is non-negotiable. Stop performing. Just stop. Stop pretending you're okay when you're not. The fracture is real. You need support. A therapist, a real friend, a community. Whatever it is, get it. This week.
And then there's this one. It's one of the most urgent of all. Swallowing your teeth. This means you're not just losing your voice, you're literally internalizing it. You're turning all that suppressed truth inward, against yourself. This is the ultimate self-betrayal, and it's where that silence festers into anxiety, depression, or self-blame. Okay, but listen, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all crisis and collapse. The final set of dreams actually shows us the path forward. This is about rebirth. It's about renewal. And it's about our responsibility to ourselves and to each other. So if you dream of new teeth growing in, whatever you do, don't just brush it off as weird. This is a massive positive sign. It's your psyche giving you a huge thumbs up, confirming that you are absolutely on the right path of healing and transformation. A new voice, a new strength, it's coming back. So just receive that message, take it in. If you're going through a period of reinvention right now, this dream is yelling at you to lean in even harder. Commit more. The person you're becoming isn't some distant future version of you.
She's already here. She's already taking root.
But what if it's not your teeth? What if you're dreaming that someone else's teeth are falling out? This is the empath's dream, the caregiver's cross to bear. You are watching someone you care about lose their power, lose their voice, and you feel completely helpless to stop it. You see their pain so clearly, even when they refuse to see it themselves. And let's be crystal clear. The demand here is not to fix them. You can't. Your job is to bear witness. It's not about giving advice. It's about giving your presence. So identify who that person is. Reach out to them today and just send a simple message. I see you. I'm here. You have no idea how powerful that is. Sometimes that's the only thing that keeps a person from completely shattering. So when you boil it all down, what's the one takeaway from all of these dreams? It's this. Your unconscious is smart. It knows your conscious mind is stubborn, so it's using the visceral language of your body to scream what your waking mind just refuses to hear. And really, that's the whole point, isn't it? Listening to the dream doesn't magically make the problem disappear. Of course not. What it does is give you the power to finally turn around and face it head on, with honesty, with courage. That was always the goal. So the only real question left is the one your subconscious has been asking you this whole time. Have you? Okay, part 3, practical applications. Because let's be honest, knowing what the dream means is completely and utterly useless if you don't actually do something about it. So let's just get one thing straight right from the top. Knowledge without action? It's just another form of silence. And your dream is a full-blown rebellion against that very silence. Think of it like this. The dream is the fire alarm. It went off. It told you something is wrong. So now what? This right here is your guide to taking that psychic scream and turning it into a catalyst for real, actual change in your life. First things first, we have to externalize your silence. These are very specific tools designed to get those unspoken truths out of your body and into the light where you can finally deal with them. Okay, if you're someone who thinks with the pen in your hand, who figures things out by writing them down, listen up. This one's for you. It's the Dream Journal Protocol. Now it sounds simple, but trust me, it's not easy. You need a physical notebook right by your bed. The second you wake up, before your feet even hit the floor, you answer these 3 questions. 1. What specifically happened to the teeth? Get detailed. 2. What emotion did you feel inside the dream itself, not about the dream, in it? And 3. Where does that exact same feeling live in your waking life? You do this every single time, and I promise you, the pattern will become undeniable. And please understand the urgency here. This is not some fluffy self-help journal. This practice can literally reveal a suppressed crisis before it completely erupts in your life, physically or emotionally. So the directive is simple. Start tonight. All right, let's move on to the next tool. This one is for the woman who isn't confused, the woman who knows exactly what she hasn't said, and she knows exactly who she hasn't said it to. This is the unsent letter method. And I want to be really clear. This is a researched cognitive behavioral therapy technique. It's called expressive writing. You sit down and you write a raw, uncensored, no-holds-barred letter to the person, the job, the situation, whatever is silencing you. Now, the goal is not to send it, not at first. The goal is to get everything you have been swallowing out of your body and onto the page. And pay close attention to this. If you have been having these dreams for more than 2 months and you haven't done anything about it, this is not optional anymore. It's non-negotiable. The cost of your silence is just getting too damn high. Okay, next up, we're shifting gears. We're moving from words and thoughts into the physical body, because that is where this dream actually lives. It's time to inhabit your body. This is for the woman who intellectualizes everything, the one who analyzes her feelings to death instead of actually feeling them. Your dream is your body's urgent broadcast, basically screaming at you that it's carrying everything your mind refuses to process. So you need to build an antenna to even receive that broadcast. You have to start a somatic practice. And this doesn't have to be complicated. We're talking 5 minutes of deep diaphragm breathing, a daily walk where you leave your phone at home, a simple body scan meditation before you fall asleep, or, if this is really serious, working with a somatic therapist. The point is, you have to start listening to the wisdom of your body. Now, what if your truth doesn't live in journals or long talks? What if words just aren't your thing? This next one is for the woman whose truth lives in art, in making things. Use your dream as raw material. The medium does not matter at all. Paint it, draw it, sculpt it with clay, dance it out in your living room. The act of taking that inner image and giving it an outer form, that is a powerful, powerful declaration to your own psyche. It says, message received. You're transforming the message, not ignoring it.
So all of this, it's all building towards our third section, reclaiming your power. This is where we get into direct, actionable tools for your actual waking life.
This one is for the woman who is just completely burned out, exhausted from meeting every single person's needs while her own are completely ignored. If that's you, you need to listen very, very closely.
It's time to conduct a boundaries audit. And this isn't some fluffy self-care thing, this is emotional triage. I want you to list every single commitment in your life. Then, rate each one on a scale from 1 to 10 based on how much it drains you versus how much it energizes you. Be brutally honest. The result is going to be incredibly revealing. Anything you consistently rate below a 4, that's a boundary deficit. That's a leak in your personal power.
And now, for the heaviest hitter in this entire section. This is for the woman who knows, without a single shred of doubt, who she needs to have a conversation with and has been avoiding it at all costs.
This is the hard conversation framework. 5 concrete actionable steps. 1. Name your specific fear. What are you actually afraid will happen? 2. Reality test that fear. I mean, really, is that disastrous outcome you've imagined actually likely? 3. Define the real compounding cost of your continued silence. What is it costing you every day? 4. Script just your opening line. That's it, just how to start. And 5, the most important step of all, schedule it. Put it in your calendar, this week. And I need you to understand the urgency here. The level is extreme. For so many of you, this is the single most powerful intervention for recurring teeth dreams. The dream will come back again and again and again until you have this conversation.
All right, our final section, honor the message. This is all about acknowledging the signal your psyche is sending you, but on a deeper, more profound level.
If you're someone who connects to meaning through your spiritual practice or your faith, listen. The goal here isn't to make the dream stop. The goal is to honor the message it carries by consciously bringing it into the light, through prayer, through ritual, meditation, whatever feels true and authentic to you.
And finally, this is a crucial message for the woman who has been trying to figure all this out, to handle this all by herself for way, way too long. This is about knowing the professional support threshold. You have to know when trying to guide yourself is no longer enough. It is time to seek professional support if your dreams have been recurring for over 3 months, if they're getting more intense, if you're waking up in a full-blown panic, or if you're listening to this and multiple dream types apply to you. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that something profoundly important is happening inside you that absolutely deserves skilled attention.
So, let's bring all this together. We've gone over the tools, we've talked about the strategies, now we land on the most important part, your compass and your choice. If you leave with only one thing, I want this single powerful idea burned into your mind. Your teeth dream, it is not a curse, it is a compass.
Every single version of this dream, no matter how bizarre, no matter how terrifying, is pointing to something inside of you that is alive and is fighting. Fighting to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged. And ignoring that fight, well, ignoring it has a very real and an escalating cost.
You woke up from that dream for a reason. So now, pick your tool, do the work, stay awake.